Hello, and welcome to another installment of Coffee and Conversations on this Wednesday. I really appreciate your attendance. I hope you have an opportunity to glean something that would be useful to you and your business environment. Here at Best Practices Consulting Services, we try to do a weekly address of small business concerns. In this particular week, I want to address one that's really bothering me, and I'm hoping that this will be something that's useful to you in the audience. I have a strong desire to have my staff all be physically in the office. And so right now I'm running two different things in my Flint, Michigan office. I have the staff work 70% of the week in the office, where my Western Wayne County office, she only works 1 day a week. I'm sorry, 1 week out of the month in the office. And I'm trying to run those to see if I feel there's a greater sense of control around the productivity and the output. And so we've had a full month to actually review and assess whether or not, 2 months actually, to assess that capacity. And so here's my finding. I, Laura, feel more comfortable with the staff in the office. Don't know necessarily that it has more to do with their day-to-day work being more productive, but it's the stuff that's impromptu, that helps me assess and identify, hey, you're supposed to get the calls. I was supposed to get the calls. We're running remotely, running on everybody's line. If you're in the office, that's really not a contingency, is there? Because you know who's going to get the call. It's ringing next to her desk and I can see her. She's not on the phone. She can grab it. She can handle that. Where when it's remote, it's ringing on three different lines and I don't know who's available to take that call, or if they stepped away for a minute, did they answer it, did it go unanswered? Those things just bother me. And maybe it's me, maybe I'm a control freak, I don't know. I think it's called business management. Another issue, when they work remote, I find that having pre solidified tasks, things that I want them to be responsible for in advance of work, um, means that it changes my planning method a little bit. And I'm comfortable with that. I want to lead the pack. So if I'm able to scribe and design for them the things that I believe are key or very important in advance, then I don't have as many challenges with the work product in a remote space. Challenges arise when I don't feel like the quality of work has been satisfied, right? And then there requires a little bit more redirection, so to speak. But in order to appease me and to make the space that we operate in Michigan, it's February, we've got some inclement weather on occasion, and that can become problematic. In that situation, I try to do things like be aware and sensitive to traffic, bad weather patterns, and can they today work remotely at home? Sometimes that's considered, an advantage. And, you know, an incentive, so to speak. Not everybody wants to be back into the office when they think they can do whatever they're doing, even remotely. I, however, as the owner, sort of feel like I like to have more control. And if they're in the office where I can see and feel and get some sense of where they are from progress real time, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. In addition to that, when they're in the office, they see one another and they can drive and push that. I don't know if you believe it, but there's an old management theory that says um, freight moves freight, water moves water, movement moves movement, people move people. When people are in the same space and they're working at a certain pace, they tend to hold the line and draw everybody else to do the same. Where at home, they can possibly have a lot of distractions: home life, school life, television life, social media life, phone life, whatever can become somewhat of a distraction. And that to me is what I try to eradicate or want to at least minimize. I will say that we've come up with a happy medium where on Thursday evenings, they get a note from me, each of them, with what I expect them to report out to me on Tuesday morning. And so that report out takes about an hour because I want everyone with a lot of detail about where they are, what they've done, and all the rest. Um, Quite a bit of it is just so that everybody else can sort of feel the push. That makes sense. But in addition to that, they have to actually upload that into a shared space where I see it real time all the time. which allows me an opportunity to sort of feel, at peace with the work progress. So this has been another edition of Wednesday's Coffee and Conversation. I really believe that how you approach it, you have to be flexible in some space around time management, around work productivity, looking at having remote and then sometimes in the office or a hybrid of that employee workspace is something you have to each consider. I understand that everybody wants everything to go back to what was the standard and the norm before. I think we as business owners have to understand the value and appreciate what's required of us today. Until next week, have a great day. Thanks for joining the Wednesday's Coffee and Conversations. Bye bye.